I'm only doing this video because in the last one, I left out some key information, and some of you in the comments were asking how DJ Sumbody ended up being laid down over the lost dope shipment. By now, most of you probably know the story, but for those who don't know, let me break it down. There have been rumors, and even a story published by the Sunday World. But before I get into the so-called Big 5 cartel from KZN, let me start with the taxi kingpins who put up the money for the clubs, including the guy by the name of Ferrari Sibanyoni. According to reports, when DJ Sumbody was looking for investors to help launch his Ayepyep club in Pretoria in Main Lane, he approached a few wealthy guys. One of them was a powerful taxi kingpin who is now dead. This kingpin agreed to invest, but he wanted something in return: access to sell dope from the club. At first, it's believed they agreed on a deal, but once Ayepyep in Pretoria opened, DJ Sumbody started having second thoughts. So to keep the investor calm, he allegedly proposed another plan, saying they would push the product from a second branch of Ayepyep in Cape Town. But history repeated itself. Even after the Cape Town club opened, DJ Sumbody was still hesitant to push the dope from there. That's when the taxi boss started feeling played, like DJ Sumbody had taken the money and didn't hold up his end of the deal. Some people believe that's exactly why the kingpin had him set up and taken out. This has never been officially confirmed because the investigation is still going on. But then there's another version of the story, one that says the real investors behind Ayepyep in Pretoria was actually another taxi tycoon by the name Ferrari Sibanyoni from Mpumalanga. But Joe is not the guy who wanted to push the dope at the club. Now, Joe is rumored to have around 400 taxis and has major influence in the taxi industry. Now, this is the same guy who wanted to buy the Royal AM Football Club from Mamkhize and take it to his hometown of KwaNdebele. Now, in August of 2022, while Joe was leaving his home in a Centurion Golf estate, 4 men ambushed him at the gate and opened fire, riddling his car with shots. Joe was hit up multiple times but survived. A 21-year-old passenger with him also survived. Now, security guards at the estate fired back at the attackers as everything was happening, and that quick response saved Joe and his passenger's life. Then there's DJ Vintos, a close friend of DJ Sumbody. He was also targeted. While on his way to a gig, he and 3 others were shot at. Luckily, they all survived the attack. For a long time, these cases went cold, but recently new developments have come to light, and it's now believed that Cat Matlala is behind both these attempted hits of Ferrari and the hit of DJ Vintos. Now, these charges have reportedly been added to his growing case. Let's talk about the Big 5 cartel theory from KZN and how it ties into the chaos surrounding that lost dope shipment from Brazil. Now, according to the story, a massive shipment of dope arrives from Brazil and gets busted by police in Durban. But instead of following proper procedures, the cops take the shipment to Johannesburg under suspicious circumstances. That's where things get even more messier. In Joburg, other officers intercepted the dope and nearly got into a fight over who should confiscate the dope between them and the other cops. Now, it turned into a power struggle between the law enforcement factions. Now, the whole drama made headlines, but then shockingly, the dope disappeared again from the police. And it's largely assumed that the police might have made this dope disappear. Now later, the dope resurfaces again in Gauteng's underground circles. Now, how did people know it was the same dope or the same shipment? Word spread quickly when dealers started offloading high quality product at dead cheap prices, clearly trying to get rid of it fast, and that raised red flags. Now, some of the names linked to this batch, or the names who are rumored or assumed to have received this batch, includes DJ City Lights, rapper Tulane Heavy Pablo, and then DJ Vintos, and others who haven't been publicly named yet. At some point, DJ Sumbody was approached by the group holding the stolen shipment. They wanted his help moving the product, especially since it was mostly being moved around the Gauteng's club scene where he had serious influence. According to reports, DJ Sumbody didn't handle it directly, but allegedly he connected them with a Cape Town kingpin who might have been able to move it or buy it from them himself. But here's the twist. The Cape Town kingpin knew the whole story. He knew that the dope was stolen and the real owners were furious. Word on the street was that the Big Five cartel from KZN was hunting for whoever who was responsible for this. Not wanting any part of the war that was brewing, the Cape Town kingpin warned the group that they were already in serious danger, and then he completely distanced himself from that deal. According to reports, the kingpin might have given the names of who might be in possession of that stolen shipment. He allegedly did this to clear his name and prove he had nothing to do with this mess. That's when the Big Five cartel drew up a hit list to take out everyone who's linked to the stolen shipment. It's believed the kingpin tried to vouch for DJ Sumbody, saying he wasn't involved in the deal, but the cartel didn't care. They felt DJ Sumbody knew too much. In their eyes, even if he wasn't involved in pushing this dope, he was a dangerous loose end, because once they start taking people out, they knew DJ Sumbody would put the pieces together and they couldn't risk that. So in the end, it looks like DJ Sumbody might have been taken out because of what he knew, not what he did. It's reported that someone tried to warn him. He told him that there were people hunting for him and advised him to leave Gauteng or go into hiding, but he got hit before he could lay low. Here's another interesting twist to the story. There's a rumor going around that the club DJ Sumbody was performing at on the night he was taken out wasn't News Cafe in Woodmint. It was actually a spot called ? In Woodmint. Now here's where it gets strange. That club had just opened a week before DJ Sumbody's booking, and then right after the hit, ? Suddenly shut down. Was it all a setup? We don't know for sure, but the timing is suspicious AF. And it's one crazy coincidence that's very hard to ignore.